Yes, it's time for another album ranking. Today we are ranking Asphyx. That's right, they released a new album, Necroceros, and I decided it would be perfect time to rank Asphyx albums. We have 10 albums to rank in the Asphyx discography. Yes, you don't know, Asphyx are a death metal band incorporating elements of doom metal throughout most of their albums, but we do get some really intense death metal as well throughout Asphyx discography. But let's get on with the ranking. So my weakest album by Asphyx, Embrace the Death. This album is actually a really good album overall. Thea Lumens is on vocals. Now I do love, this is one of the most doomiest albums by Asphyx, incorporating more really slow doom, such as, dare I say, some funeral doom. Now Embrace the Death is an absolutely fantastic song, and I really love the song Denying the Goat, and also Vault of the Veiling Souls. It's still a very good album, but it's an album that I don't really want to go back to. Theo's vocals are very good on this album. Very death, very dooming and guttural at times. And I do love his cavernous vocals, and not to mention the beautiful guitar melodies. But I just feel that the self-titled album, Asphyx, did it so much better. Than Embrace the Death. Now, Embrace the Death also has demo songs as well before The Rack was made. So Asphyx combined the newer songs to the older songs as well in one album. But yeah, Embrace the Death has flaws, such as the production, the tone of the guitars, so many other minor things that really make this album listenable, but I don't really want to go back to. So Asphyx Embrace the Death is last. Next up is Incoming Death. This album is good overall. We have Martin Van Duren on vocals. His vocals are intense as anything. There are some slow doomy elements. Really adore the song Candihu along War Droid. So damn good. It Came From the Skies, his vocals on that. This album does lack a little bit, there are some songs that are good, but they're not great. Some songs just really sound generic, especially for Asphyx. But overall, it's a pretty solid album for what it is. I still enjoy jamming it now and again, but it's another album that I don't really want to go back to with Incoming Death. The artwork looks fantastic. Another great song is The Grand Denial as well, that beautiful guitar melody. But yeah, there are some really nice doomy sections, such as the Vision Brandenburg, which has a really nice doomy mid section that I absolutely love. But yeah, Asphyx Incoming Death is second last. Next up is God Cries. This album is short and sweet, and it's more of a death metal album, you could say. It's very hard, it's very viscerous. I really love the song God Cries. So damn good. Thea's vocals are very good on this album. I love his vocal range, love his style. This is when Martin Van Duren departed as well. Slaughtered and so damn good. That beautiful guitar melody you're getting throughout the song, along Frozen Soul, and the end of the album is Blood I Spilled. Now this album is a pretty solid album by this band, and I really do enjoy it, but I just feel there are stronger albums by Asphyx. Just so many elements that are missing from this album as well. But overall, what can I say? It's a good album for what it is. This was released back in 1996 when death metal was pretty big. But yeah, there are some doomy elements, but it is a very visceral album, and it's quite fast paced. But yeah, what can I say? It's another album that I don't really reach out for. Asphyx had a 9-year break, and after 9 years, we got Death the Brutal Way. This is a fantastic album by Asphyx. It pains me to put this so low, but I feel there are other albums that do. But I feel like that other albums from the predecessors and also after this album was released do a lot better, such as Deathhammer is a much more solid album compared to Death the Brutal Way. But yeah, Martin's vocals are intense, they're so damn dry, they're rasping. There's some really heavy moments like Death the Brutal Way, the self-titled track, that riff you're getting. It's very Bolt Thrower-esque, this album. The riffs are so damn tasty. Black Hole Storm, what an amazing song. The Saw, the Torture, the Pain. Ooh yeah, so this album is impactful, it's punchy, and it's one hell of a ride. There are less doomier elements on this LP, but damn, really awesome songs that I absolutely adore. So next up is On the Wings of Inferno. This is a really good album overall, really do enjoy it, love his vocals, some really catchy moments, the guitars are very catchy, quite riffy, it's a very riff-based album, slower moments as well, but mainly on the focus of that death metal. Summoning the Storm is absolutely fantastic song, really love Waves of Fire and On the Wings of Inferno. And Marching Towards the Styx, what a great way to end off the album. This album is a very short album, running about 29 minutes, and there are some really interesting moments as well. It's really fast guitar solos throughout this album, but it's a pretty solid release by Asphyx, but it's definitely not their best. On the Wings of Inferno was their last album before their hiatus. Next up is a self-titled album, Asphyx. Martin Van Buren departs, and we get a new vocalist called Ron Van Pol, who's also on bass. Now, Ron's vocals are very different to Martin Van Buren's and also Fear Lumen's vocals. Vocals are very different to an Asphyx album, but they do match how different Asphyx went down with this path. This is a very, very death doomy album. This is the most doomiest album out of the whole entire discography, in my opinion. You got Prelude of the Unhonored Funeral, then you got Abomination Echoes, and then you got one of the longest songs of the album, Invitation into the Ossuary. What an incredible song that is. Yeah, so his vocals are very different to Martin's, and a lot of people don't really like his vocals. Like, I have seen some people that don't really like his vocals because he sounds like he's just gurgling, just vomits. Very different vocal style, but it works. It really does. You got Till Death Do Us Apart. That song is amazing. But yeah, it's the most doomiest and gloomiest album by Asphyx. Some really awesome songs overall. Love most of this album. This is the longest album by this band as well, running around about an hour. And damn, this album is very slow, it's very doomy, but it also packs a punch. And his vocal style fits perfectly for a Death Doom album like Asphyx is Deathhammer! Deathhammer! It's Deathhammer. This album is so much fun. Yeah, a lot of people would have this a little bit lower in my opinion, but Deathhammer is one of my favorite albums. Absolutely adore it. Asphyx really put on a show on this album. Deathhammer, Into the Time Waste. Then you got songs like The Flood, We Doom You to Death. That slow doomy song. And like I said, Deathhammer reminds me of the new album Necroceros, where they incorporate faster elements along with slow death doomy elements that I absolutely love. Martin's vocals are fantastic, one of his best vocal performances. But damn, this album packs a punch. Deathhammer, one of the catchiest Asphyx songs you could ever possibly have. But yeah, Deathhammer is coming at number 4. Next is Necroceros, their brand new album, and wow, what an incredible album this is. Absolutely love it. Love how fast and energetic. This is a throwback to Asphyx and their classics. It's like all the sounds combined into one, and it's such an awesome album overall. Some really hard-hitting songs like The Soul Cure Is Death. Got slower songs like 3 Years of Famine, the beautiful guitar melody, giving respect to Iron Maiden, Judas Priest throughout the Yield or Die, and then got Necroceros. Just so many amazing songs that intertwine within each other. Amazing guitar solos, amazing vocals by Martin. Yeah, Necroceros sits here. Coming in at number 2 is Last One on Earth. Last One on Earth is a classic death metal album. Just so many amazing songs. Love the riffs. Love, again, the doomiest sections. Really reminds me of albums such as Onward to Golfer, you could say, by Incantation. You got Mental Funeral. Seems like Asphyx were going that way. Again, Martin's vocals, fantastic on this album. Dark, visceral in tone. Love the guitar solos. Love the guitar riffs. The slow doomy riffs throughout Last One on Earth. Then you got The Crusher! The Crusher! Such an awesome song overall. Some amazing intricate guitar moments. Streams of Ancient Wisdom. Then you got Asphyx, Forgotten War. Those drums on that song are absolutely fantastic. And yeah, Last One on Earth would be possibly up there to be my favorite album by Asphyx. But of course, it's one album that rules them all, and it's none other than The Rack. This album is an absolute masterpiece by Asphyx. Just every single song is amazing. Vermin, Diabolical Existence, then you got Wasteland of Terror, and they got Ode to a Nameless Grave, which is an awesome instrumental. Pages in Blood, Pages in Blood. The way he screams that line, and he got The Rack, that 8-minute song that is absolutely fantastic. Wow, what an absolutely incredible album The Rack is, and it is my #1 album by Asphyx that just rules them all, that rules all the albums by this band. The Rack is #1. And every single song is absolutely catchy. I love that evocation, like I said, Wasteland of Terror, that guitar riff on that song. Whoa. Yeah, The Rack is #1. And overall, what a fantastic death metal / death doom band Asphyx are. What an incredible album The Rack is. And most of the albums are absolutely incredible. So guys, comment below what you thought about this Asphyx ranking. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Keep the discussion going in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.